Nicholas Rowley, Carpenter, Zuckerman, and Rowley, trial lawyers for justice. I got a phone call about a case involving a little girl who was a passenger in a car. She was in her car seat, actually in the back seat. They were rear-ended by a truck that totaled their vehicle. And the little girl, her name's Destiny, had a really bad injury to her brain and a deformity to her face because of damage to her cranial nerves. Destiny needed help. She needed help right away. She had a brain injury that was severe, and she needed to get back on track. She was 4 years old when this happened. She's 6 years old now. So we wanted to learn about her, find out what she needed. What we learned is that this was a little girl whose life had been permanently, catastrophically damaged, and she was going to need help and medical care, the very best for the rest of her life. So we got involved. We hired 15 different experts in major specialties. We hired another 10 to 12 experts in subspecialties and started getting her the care that she needed. And we built her case. We then filed a motion for preference to make sure that we got an immediate court date. And that was granted, and even though the defense lawyers opposed it in the state of California, and in most states, if you file a motion and say this case involves a minor, this case involves a child, and this child needs justice, needs help right away, and the defense isn't willing to do anything to help them, the courts will give you preference, which means you get a trial date sooner than you otherwise would. A trial date that's firm, a trial date that you can count on. So we did that, and that put pressure on the defense. The next thing we did was we said that insurance policy that you all have, that's not going to be enough, and you blew the opportunity to pay that. So now the lid is off the policy. That means that there's no cap on what we can collect, because the insurance company has taken a risk. They decided not to pay the policy limits when the insurance company had the opportunity. That means that the insurance company is responsible for any amount that we win. As it turned out in this case, and as we've seen in case after case, year after year, hundreds of them, the insurance company had more than enough information and made the greedy decision not to pay the policy. So under the facts of this case and under the law, the insurance company was then obligated to pay whatever it is that we would eventually end up winning in the case. So that's what we call an open policy case. What do we do at that point? We have to build the case. We have to do our best to represent Destiny, and the way that we do it is we prepare for trial. Make sure that you set the terms. When we went in there with such confidence. We knew our case, we were prepared, we were ready for trial, we had the closing argument ready, we had the opening statement ready, which DK Global helped us do, and we showed them what our case would be. We told them today is the last day that you can get out of this case for $50 million. Making a demand for $50 million, you got to back it up. You have to put in the work. You have to hire the right experts. You have to get all the medical records and all the evidence put together. That's where DK Global came in. I've worked with them over and over again with the best results. At a moment's notice, they jumped into the case. They took the medical records, the CT films, the MRI scans, the medical reports, the life care plan, and within a matter of days, they put together a presentation that would take the very complex, hard to understand medical issues, issues with anatomy, issues with understanding what happened at the biochemical level inside this little girl's brain. And they put together a presentation that any jury in the United States would understand.